Hey, okay. So as we proceed, so again, this is the Purpose series, and the name of this series is "Trusting God Isn't Always Easy," and the subtitle for it is "Us as the Children of Israel," Part Two, and this particular one is called "His Goodness." He still provides. So so we ended off the Lord saying he said, if you listen carefully to the Lord your God and do what is right in your eye in his eyes, if you pay attention to his commands and keep all his decrees, I will not bring on you any of the diseases I brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you. All he asking us is to be obedient. All right, not perfect, but obedient. All right, so we're gonna proceed from there. Man, this AC just came on. I know I'm about to get stopped up like crazy. Hold that thought. Okay. Okay. So let's get started. So this is the end of chapter 15, going into Exodus 16. Then they came to Elam, where there were 12 springs and 70 palm trees, and they camped there near the water. His provision is real. All we have to do is just get on board. All we have to do is get on board. We won't have to try to figure life out. When God created us, He created us with a purpose. All right, He have a purpose in mind that includes us. All right, we are the purpose in which that we're supposed to fulfill as we walk the earth, as we give to the world, like as we share our gifts, then our calling. All right. So, with that being said, we don't have to figure anything out. The plan is already laid out. The plan is already laid out. But we want to live life on our own terms and do what we want to do. Now we're forced to figure life out. His provisions is real. It's already laid out. All we have to do is just get according to his plan, and he's going to provide. He's going to provide. He's going to provide. Stop trying to figure out on your own. Me, the same goes with what I'm telling you. It's already laid out. The plan is already laid out. Let's get on board. All right. So chapter 16, manna and quail. Here they go again. The whole Israelite community set out for Elam and came to the desert of Sin, which is between Elam and Sinai. I think I said it right. On the 15th day of the second month after they had come out of Egypt. In the desert, the whole community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. They at it again, complaining. The Israelites said to them, if only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted, but you have brought us out into this desert to starve this entire assembly to death. Let go of yesterday. Let go of yesterday. God has moved you from yesterday. Stop holding on to yesterday, reminiscing and wishing that everything was good like it was. It's a new chapter, it's a new season in your life. Let that go. He's taking you somewhere else, okay? So then the Lord said to Moses, I will rain down bread from heaven for you. They complained. He still provided his goodness. The people are to go out each day and gather enough for that day. In this way, I would test them and see whether they will follow my instructions. He asking us to be obedient. He is going to test us. All right. On the sixth day, they are to prepare what they bring in, and that is to be twice as much as they gather on the other days. So Moses and Aaron said to all the Israelites, in the evening you will know that it was the Lord who brought you out of Egypt. And in the morning you will see the glory of the Lord, because he has heard your grumbling against him. Here we are. Here are we that you, no, I'm sorry. Who are we that you should grumble against us? Moses also said, you will know that it was the Lord when he gives you meat to eat in the evening and all the bread you want in the morning, because he has heard your grumbling against him. Who are we? You are not grumbling against us, but against the Lord. Then Moses told Aaron, say to the entire Israelite community, come before the Lord, for he has heard your grumbling. While Aaron was speaking to the whole Israelite community, they looked toward the desert, and there was the glory of the Lord appearing in the cloud. The Lord said to Moses, I have heard the grumbling of the Israelites. Tell them, at twilight you will eat meat, and in the morning you will be filled with bread. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God, still providing his goodness. That evening quail came and covered the camp, and in the morning there was a layer of dew around the camp. When the dew was gone, then thin flakes like frost on the ground appeared on the desert floor. When the Israelites saw it, they said to each other, what is this? For they did not know what it was. Moses said to them, it is the bread the Lord has given you to eat. This is what the Lord has commanded. Everyone is to gather as much as they need. Take an omer for each person you have in your tent. The Israelites did as they were told. Some gathered much, some little. And when they measured it by the omer, the one who gathered much did not have too much, and the one who gathered little did not have too little. Everyone had gathered just as much as they needed. And Moses said to them, no one is to keep any of it until morning. However, some of them paid no attention to Moses. They kept part of it until morning, but it was full of maggots and began to smell. So Moses was angry with them. Each morning, everyone gathered as much as they needed, and when the sun grew hot, it melted away. On the sixth day, they gathered twice as much, two omers for each person. And the leaders of the community came, reported this to Moses. Omer is a tenth, pretty much. I ain't know that until I just got to the end of 16, so I'm not, Anyway, moving on. He said to them, this is what the Lord commanded. Tomorrow is to be a day of Sabbath rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. So bake what you want to bake and boil what you want to boil. Save whatever is left and keep it until morning. So they saved it until morning, as Moses commanded, and it did not stink or get maggots in it. Eat it today, Moses said, because today is a Sabbath to the Lord. You will not find any of it on the ground today. 6 days you are to gather it, but on the seventh day, the Sabbath, there will not be any. Nevertheless, some of the people went out on the seventh day to gather it, but they found none. Disobedient, greedy. Then the Lord said to Moses, greed. Then the Lord said to Moses, how long will you refuse to keep my commands and my instructions? How many of us he can tell it to? I'm including myself in this, by the way. It was because of, 2 weeks ago we having this conversation. All right, so I'm not excluding myself from this. This includes me as well, all right? Bear in mind that the Lord has given you the Sabbath. That is why on the sixth day he gives you bread for 2 days. Everyone is to stay where they are on the seventh day. No one is to go out. So the people rested on the seventh day. The people of Israel called the bread manna. It was white like coriander seed and tasted like wafers made with honey. Moses said, this is what the Lord has commanded. All right, so we're going to stop right there. All right, let me see. So yeah, we're going to stop right there. He just asks us to be obedient. His goodness, he still provides. Although we are disobedient, he still provides. We blame him for all these things we go through due to our choices. We blame him for things going wrong. We blame him for death. We blame God for everything. But we complain so much, we overlook his goodness. We so ungrateful, always complaining about what we don't have. Be grateful for what we do have. All he asking us is to be obedient. But even in our disobedience, in his goodness, he still provide. We got to do better. All right. Let's do better. All right. I'll talk to you later.